Right. So right now, as it stands, I'm getting set up for a really important Had to go live. I'm gonna put y'all up on something and mute my screen. I got a situation going on. It's pretty crazy, but I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging. Let me give y'all some screen share and some YouTube stuff that I think that you will like while I'm getting myself prepared. Just as a celebration to me releasing this book and waiting for folks from the panel to join, let me give you just some of the stuff that you may have missed as I podcast and allow myself to go through videos. Okay. Find this. I know I have videos. So yeah, welcome to the celebration, the podcast. It's not showing any channel content, which is really weird because I have a ton of it. Analytics. It's always something, isn't it? Search across your channel. Live your truth. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is weird. It's making this like I ain't create any content. It's the craziest thing. Get this out the way. YouTube Studio, maybe, I don't know. Switch account, view your channel. Looking at it, create content. Oh, yeah. All right. Switch account. Okay. I'm on the wrong one. Let's go. There we go. I was wondering. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on. Okay, now we talking. All right, let me get y'all some heat. And this is really just me doing my due diligence, but you know, really just want to give you guys some heat while I handle my business. This is pretty long. Let's give you some funk. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all. Let's go. Weekend of football. I got to applaud all the teams that won. Take my hat off to all the coaches that had the teams prepared. A lot of teams just didn't seem prepared for their contest, and that's tough. So shout out to the coaches that got their job done, that kept their players mentally locked in, and did the thing. I terrible towel smacked a couple of people before we lost our game. It wasn't a question of fight, but mental toughness is important. You have to make sure that you are mentally prepared for the game. Early drops by the Cowboys receivers, top receivers in Pittsburgh Steelers top receivers. Those drops throw your quarterback off. And in tight playoff games where you feel pressure, Dak Prescott definitely felt pressure. Mason Rudolph definitely felt pressure. So their top receivers dropping those passes and shaking their heads and not giving them no fight. It was a tough go from the start. You can't spot a team 20-something points in the playoffs and expect to win, especially when you turn the ball over a couple of times. It's just a bad formula. Tough first half for the Cowboys and the Steelers, man, led to tough losses. Taibu Muad'Dib right here in the morning. Just want you guys to know this is the Yes We Can show. Former President Obama, he coined that phrase. He rolled that phrase all the way to the election of the first African president, male or female, in the history of this country. What's notable about that is the behind the scenes reasons he was elected, but at the same time, the fact that the country is willing to accept leadership from the African people, which says a lot. When you have the minority leading the majority, God is always involved. It's always a move of God. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be an explosive show. That's why I'm late preparing it. I got the GoFundMe site up for the Guard Me gear. That's so exciting for all of those victims out there of sexual violence, myself included, and those would-be victims who are out there being stalked right now by individuals who are of the mind to commit those crimes. I want to say that again, I shout out to all the teams that won. If your team won, it's a beautiful thing for this weekend. You're preparing and getting more gear for next weekend, the divisional round. I will still watch the NFL football playoffs, even though my team is packing up and heading home. But I appreciate what the Pittsburgh Steelers gave to myself and the Dallas Cowboys gave to my babe because she's a serious Cowboys fan. So I want to let you guys know that we will get commentary. If you guys want to jump in the show, I'll send you the link. Let me know, inbox me, let me know what you think about your team's performance or overall what plays made a difference for you this NFL playoffs season. As always, let's go into it. This show is being brought to you courtesy of First Step Coaching. If you don't know what First Step Coaching is my online platform where I help you achieve your goal, right? Or overcome a great obstacle. Some of us can't start making goals until we overcome some stuff, right? Trauma, certain situations, transitional, functional. Good morning, Deanna. Appreciate you guys over there. Shout out to Chasky and his platform. That's a good brother. I met some good people over the weekend, just scrolling through TikTok. So I appreciate everybody that's joining in. We will have some commentary from my bae. She's going to be in here in a minute. I'm going to let her on to the show. She can give some commentary. But again, this show is the Yes We Can show. This show is about the invention of a security wearable. Listen to me. A security wearable I call the Guard Me gear. That's going to change the way we socialize with each other because the norm right now is in our homes, in our communities, in our schools, everywhere. The norm right now is a culture of sexual violence that has to stop. If you haven't been a victim of it, you know somebody that has. And that's terrible for a civilized society like ours. So the invent of the internet gave us the connectivity to make something like this possible. And you're yours truly, Taibu Muad'Dib. I've been working, I would say, since 2016 on a solution for it. And this year, with the GoFundMe page up, we can all play a part in small donations and large donations in getting the Guard Me gear on the people that need to be wearing it today. All right, including my daughter. I have one daughter, and I want this device on her like ASAP. All right, Taibu Muad'Dib, we're gonna go ahead and get some commentary from some of the folks out there that have joined the show. Shout out to TikTok, Instagram, about to go live right there. My Taibu Two Rides page. Don't forget, if you follow me on Taibu Two Rides on Instagram, you can go and click on the little play sign and the drop down to come up. You want to check out them You're a Mess videos. Them You're a Mess podcasters, bar none, are some of the best podcasting I've still yet to do. All right. So go check that history out. That's why I keep that page up as I move forward into being a full-time YouTuber and blowing up here on TikTok. But again, as a certified goal achievement coach, First Step Coaching is for you. You want to download the EFC workbook to get started wherever you can find it, or just inbox me directly. You can go to my booking page, which is calendly.com/Coach Taibu, and book your consultation. It's complimentary right now. Get that done. If you missed my King Day show in the morning, I didn't do it in the evening. I was just totally spun from cheering and screaming at the TV for my team and the losing effort. But I had a fun time cheering. And don't forget, everybody, if your team lost in the playoffs, only 14 teams made it in. Only 14 teams made it in. So that's what it is. Hey, what's going on there, young lady? How's it going?
What's up, everybody?
Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to all of our first responders and the people that secure our nation today. How are you doing today, Corporal Rhodes?
I'm good. I'm in my feelings about this weekend, but it is what it is.
Yeah, talk to us about that. I mean, I know for a fact that Dallas Cowboys, they had really jumped into the scene. They had a home field advantage pretty much throughout the playoffs to a certain extent. What do you think happened in the game that made it go the wrong way for the Cowboys fans?
Mm, I don't know. At this point, I really feel that it's rigged
Mm.
for
So we
us,
have,
the Eagles, and Miami to lose.
yeah.
It's like I don't know.
So we
It's
have a
it's kind of
conspiracy theorist
crazy
today, Corporal Rhodes. Shout out to MPS. She believes that it's rigged. So, well, I mean, okay, put like this: there's a lot of different moving parts, right? To rigging something like the NFL game, period, let alone a playoff game. So, what part of it makes you think it's rigged?
because if you look at the emblem for the Super Bowl,
Okay,
it tells you the team that's going to the Super Bowl.
by
What you mean by
the emblem.
the colors
Oh, okay, the colors.
of the two teams that'll
Okay,
be going
okay,
to the Super Bowl?
okay. So, I mean,
So I'm really thinking it's gonna be the Ravens and the 49ers because it's more like a purplish, reddish, pinkish color.
the NFL has 32 teams, so legitimately
They
32
have
owners.
already made the shirts for the Super Bowl winner.
So simple yet so country. So so look, the bottom line is making t-shirts for playoffs in any sport, soccer, even high school and college games. I mean, you buy so many t-shirts to put on the players and the coaches, maybe a few more for other people, but that's not a very big expenditure. Making t-shirts and hats, that's not a very big thing. So you hope to win. So yeah, you want to have the t-shirts and hats ready, but it doesn't actually mean that they know who's going to win the game. So both
They
sides,
know.
NBA finals, both sides, they have t-shirts and stuff ready. If you didn't know that, now you know. Both sides of a game have t-shirts ready. Trust me. But
They
what I
know
will,
that.
but what
They
I
know
will
who's
say,
gonna win. It's cool.
if anybody says something's rigged, it should have something to do with the referee because there was a lot of questionable calls and no calls, holdings, penalties, fumbles. It was a lot of questionable calls, and we know human error is always going to play a factor in these sporting contests. But come on, man, let's go.
So what do you have to say about your Steelers?
So the Steelers, I said that to start the show. The coaches that had their teams prepared for the game, that team won. So shout out to the coaches. I'm not, Mike Tomlin and what his future is, and if he should come back to Pittsburgh. I'm not going into any of that. He wasn't the only coach whose team lost. But what I'm saying is, our players came out in the beginning, two fumbles right away, two back-to-back offensive drives. Those are mental mistakes. Those are mental
That was the
errors.
same as us. Hmm.
All I'm saying is it seemed like the ship had got righted at a certain point in time, but still, you put yourself in a deep enough hole against a great team, it's going to be tough to win. And in the first half, it was tough for the Steelers. In the second half, we showed some fight. But we had dug too deep of a hole. Just stopping their team overall, and then tackling. Tackling. So no one else's game got postponed a whole day and a half except for ours, but I'm not going to go into that. But I'm just saying the bottom line is tackling. So things that a coach can mentally prepare their players for, that was important. Last night we saw what Tampa Bay and Philadelphia, tackling was an issue for Philadelphia. So tackling is fundamental. It's something you do as a little league person, high school teammate, college. So the bottom line is, hey, at the end of the day, coaches that got their teams prepared for the game, they came out the first, second quarter, they went up on teams, and they carried it through. I don't know no game where the team that won didn't go up immediately, right? So Detroit went up, Kansas City went up. All the teams that won, they went up, and they went in the first quarter, did their thing because their coaches had them prepared. So Tomlin, without TJ Watt, uh, starting his third string quarterback just because he was the hot hand. I say did the best he could, and the team showed fight all the way through the game. But we dug ourselves into a hole early in the first and second quarters, and we couldn't dig ourselves out of it in the second half. So, shout out to, Steeler Nation, TJ Watt, please play one whole healthy season all the way through. The last two seasons, my man go down, the season goes in the tank. So TJ Watt, you got to put on some weight or take a few plays, whatever it takes. We need you all the way through the season. Bottom line, Taibu Muad'Dib right here. We really appreciate you. So this morning, this is the Yes We Can episode. So real quick before you go and get back to your duties, I want to ask you, do you know who Jeffrey Epstein is?
I think I've heard the name. I just
Okay, so
can't put nothing.
let me go ahead and pull it up. If you guys don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is, very famous, very rich European that for a long time uh was committing uh legal uh illegal illegal sexual conduct and acts with underage young ladies. He actually had I can't say human trafficking thing going on because they pulled in younger women who didn't have much, and they had them recruiting like a Ponzi scheme, like recruiting other young women. Them so they didn't have to have hands on with recruitment of the girls, but once they were brought to the place, it was largely underage women that were coming in and performing, sexual acts and massages and things of that nature. And for a while, law enforcement, because he was rich, hid these things from everybody. But when he finally went down, he went to jail, and in there it says that you can see right here, cause of death, suicide by hanging. So he took his own life. But that being said, that's who Jeffrey Epstein was, and this show is important because I finally did the Guard Me Gear GoFundMe movement. So and I got the survey up for it as well. So I'm just bringing this out right now because it's important to begin the year campaigning for funds to bring the Guard Me gear out and to put it on the people that need it the most. I've been watching, I did my research, Corporal Rose, and I watched the Netflix series special. Y'all check it out on Netflix, the Jerry Epstein Chronicles. But it's something to look into because most of the women had already been sexually assaulted or abused in some way. So that made them easy, targets for individuals who wanted to continue that situation. So it's not about victim shaming at all. It's just to say that we need to really have something out there that will really protect people from things like women and children, protect them from these types of crimes because down the line, it turns into crimes that we commit ourselves. But what do you have to say now? You know who Jeffrey Epstein is. What would you do yourself if you were confronted by someone in that similar situation?
As the female,
Well, as like a friend or supporter, most of these girls were saying that so someone led them to the Epstein mansion, right? So if someone approached you and you were like 16 or 17, and you didn't have much money and stuff like that, and you were already physically sexually active, would you have gone to the mansion? Would you have wanted to give them a massage? And when you were presented with opportunities to keep doing certain stuff for money, would you have? You know what I'm saying? How would you have handle that situation yourself if you have been in those shows?
well, I was in the church a lot, so I don't see me doing something like that.
Okay.
Going with somebody to, go to a mansion or whatever. That's no.
Okay.
Maybe in my 20s when I was older, yeah, but not at that young age. No.
Well, and it was said, to make. I mean, there was money involved, also, right? So there was money involved as well. So that's definitely something. And so I guess overall, there's the main point I want people to realize when you do your own research and look into it, from sexual to domestic violence, Most of these things happen by intimate partner or somebody the person knows. And it continues by the same person. It continues. What that means is a girl might get hit by her boyfriend, break up with him, get back with him, get hit again. Or a young lady might get sexually assaulted in her home by a boyfriend of a stepmom or whatever, whatnot. And he find a way to continue that same situation, even maybe even from outside the home. It's just a continued pattern. The issue is how long Epstein was able to operate before it even came to light, for one, and then two, after it came to light, right? So it's like identifying these individuals and then having clear cut evidence against them to bring them to quote unquote justice is important. And so that's why I have this Yes We Can episode today, to let folks know more about the Guard Me gear, what we're intending to do with it, why we're raising money for it now, and how it will impact and change the statistics themselves. Because right now, you guys can go online and see there's a ton of wearables, personal security wearables out there right now, from stuff as basic as what, pepper spray. You've seen this, officer. You've seen this, couple rows. Do you wear pepper spray when you're doing security?
Yes.
Okay. So pepper spray, something basic like that, all the way to, let's say an alarm button or something like that, right? That screams or something like that, makes some kind of noise when you press it. Buttons that alert family and friends or things of that nature, or start your car alarm going. Sound scheme. So there's different types of apps out there. A lot of different stuff going on. Life 360. There's different types of devices out there, but for all this, taking self-defense classes, for all this, the numbers haven't been affected. Did you know that, Corporal Rhodes?
No.
For all of the devices out there, every what did it say? Every so many seconds, every 26 seconds, every 26 seconds, an American is sexually or goes to experience sexual violence, and every 9 minutes, one of them victims are a child. Hey, what's going on over there with you? Good to see. Good to see you guys over Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. How's everybody doing? This is the Yes We Can episode, and I am all right. Go ahead, shoot me an inbox. We'll talk about it. I appreciate that over there on Instagram. Okay, so yeah. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that we can do that for real. All right. Want to make sure that we get that together. So I appreciate you for coming on. Do your research, Corporal Rose. Know what's going on. It's not just women and children that need protecting. Young men in college, young men in homes, young men in churches. It's a lot of sexual violence going on in our community, and this is an opportunity for us all to come together and join in. No matter how much you donate, wherever you see the GoFundMe site page up, put your donation in. Every little bit matters. Even you, Corporal Rhodes. All right. That
Thanks
cool?
for having me.
Hey, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we will see your Cowboys out there next year again, fresh and ready to go.
Yeah, doing the same thing. Go to the playoffs, and you know how we do.
Nah. They have a bright future. They have a bright future. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing right now. I just think the Cowboys need to get Jimmy Johnson back in their locker room somehow before these playoff games, because he was fired up at halftime. Boy, shoot, y'all get Jimmy to give out a pregame speech. Y'all gonna win some playoff games. Shout out to Jimmy Johnson and his induction into the Ring of Fame there at AT&T Stadium, and all the Cowboys fans worldwide. We will talk to you later.
Bye. Have a good day.
That was Corporal Rose, everybody. Shout out to NPS and all of our security and first responders across the country. Taibu Muad'Dib right here, man, trying to make sure that you guys understand this is what it takes to build a movement, a successful movement. I've been podcast for over 2.5 years now, going on my third year, and I want to make sure that everybody knows the reality. We had some folks over here. We had some folks over here on Instagram responding to Corporal Rhodes' comments about right about the Dallas Cowboys and what went wrong. But that's all right though. We'll get more commentary as we go along. We appreciate you guys on TikTok for joining us this morning. So the Yes We Can show. So let's go for one moment, if we can, to look at. And we're just gonna go look at the links that we have in here for the GoFundMe page. When you see this post, no matter what social site you see it on, make sure that you, as they say, tap in. You just don't want to go without that opportunity. All right. So we're going to put this thing together. We're going to get this thing right. I don't know how we're going to get this thing done. What is that all about? So I'm sharing this. I'm sharing. What tab am I sharing? Oops. Stop that sharing. All right. What I want to do is, I thought that, no, this must be, okay, so it's the Instagram joint. So it's not going to give it to me. On different devices, I got different stuff going on. I want to make sure that I do it the right way. When I screen share something, I want it to pop right in. Miguel. See where that goes. All right. Putting things into perspective. Got to get these. Okay. All right. There we go. Just want to make sure I get this going. All right. So I'm gonna screen share what it looks like when you see it. We're gonna get a chance to look at it. For the most part, I want you guys to check me out and see what I got brewing. It's difficult. It is not easy at all. Let me tell you, to do so many things at one time. But if you stay organized and you stay on your grind, you can get a lot of things done. So this right here is the GoFundMe page I have set up. The goal is 150,000, and really for something this big, that's just a legitimate start. That's just a little. We don't really need Silicon Valley for this, but what we do need is real data. And then a breakdown to what the goal is. But the goal is to get the device on people and test it, and we can do that with $150,000. So I want to make sure that you guys are donating it and sharing it and doing the right thing with it. This is the Yes We Can moment. All right. And if you want to see the full video, make sure that you go to Taibu Muad'Dib 4019 over on YouTube and get that done. All right. But I'm telling you right now that without question, this is the biggest deal right here that we have, is making sure that you guys understand, yes, we can get this done, and we will get this done by coming together to make sure that everybody gets a chance to donate and be a part of history. So many people already have been affected by domestic violence and by sexual violence. And what I mean to say by that is a lot of people have already dealt with it. And so they've resigned their life to dealing with it their whole life. And it affects the way that they move in the community. All right. And so what I mean by that is to donate. So what I mean by that is they've already resigned themselves that this is what the life's going to be like. And there's not going to be any changing it, right? And so they go about hiding from people. It's tough for them to have relationships. I know that I myself personally, I went through that for a long time. It was difficult to get and maintain a committed relationship. So, with that being said, a lot of folks, out there, they've just resigned themselves to just dealing with it like that. Like they feel like that's all it's gonna be. So they kind of insulate themselves, in a situation, you know. And so that's pretty much what it comes down to. And what I'll say moving forward and letting that go is we need people who will champion this opportunity to put an end to that for real, an end to just the nonchalance about it happening in our communities. It just shouldn't be happening. It just shouldn't be happening. That's the bottom line. So I put that out there on my social media platform, Taibu to Rise. I want to get over there to Coach Taibu. We have the couples page as well for it to go out to. But again, I will make sure that I'm continuing to promote this every day. You'll see it until we reach our goal. Have to do that for y'all. I have to do that for y'all. My a part of my personal story is on it, and so I'm letting folks know that when you're a victim of it at a very young age, it's highly likely that you'll do it yourself and become a perpetrator yourself as an adult in some way, fashion, or form, right? Because hurt people hurt people. And so we have less people being hurt at young ages. We'll have less people hurting people when they're adults. Does that make sense? Let's go ahead and stop that share. And so we go back to the guy, Jeffrey Epstein. I want you guys to understand what's important about the Jeffrey Epstein situation is that the power and influence and wealth, it's a very seductive thing, right? To where that you can get away with stuff. And so, it usually involves other people, whether you're scamming people, crimes of confidence, whatever, especially sexual violence. It damages folks for lives, communities for lifetime, excuse me. Um, so let me go ahead one more time and share just the information about this guy. If you didn't know, like Corporal Rose, if you didn't know about Jeffrey Epstein, I'm telling you right now, a case like this is only sensational just in the fact that, like I said, it was under wraps for so long. And then when it came to light, it still continued. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want things to continue uh, just because folks don't know about it, but then people are being hurt. All right. So let's look at this real quick. Jeffrey Edward Epstein, right? And he pretty much conned his way through life, you know, uh, just being European and willing to speak out about things, right? And being quick on his feet. But people want to hear from them. You look at the millions that he was involved in, you know, uh just millions and billions of dollars, right? The redemption of this investment would have been the equivalent to removing $1 billion from a thinly traded CDO market. So, he was involved already with a lot of money, startups and stuff. He was doing his thing. By the time that Bear Stearns fund began to fail, Epstein had begun to negotiate a plea deal concerning imminent charges for sex with minors. So, he was involved with a lot of money. You watch the Netflix special and you'll see. But initially, there was a 14-year-old girl that said she was allegedly paid $300 to strip and massage Epstein, and then she had a sexual encounter with him herself. Uh, so you look at just different, just that, from the outset, how bogus he was and what he was doing with his money and his power and influence, right? it says in 2008, he pleaded guilty to a state charge of procuring for prosecution below 18, was sentenced 18 months in prison. Uh, Epstein was instead housed in a private wing of a Palm Beach County stockade, and after 3.5 months was allowed to leave on work release. So, so he did a crime. He did a very nice 3.5 months in a really nice, I guess, lock facility. Then he was allowed to go back home on work release. So he basically didn't serve any time. His cell door was left unlocked. He had access to um, the attorney room where a TV had been installed. Yeah. Paying off the sheriff's department. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Had an immunity deal. So some civil cases filed against him. Just a lot of stuff going on with their brother before he took his own life. I'm telling you, a lot of they said about 40 young ladies. That's 40 women, 40 lives touched, tainted, uh, manipulated by this man and his power. Uh, so being European, having tons and tons of money, turns you into the kind of individual where you can kind of do what you want with society's not watched, and society's kind of, we call them kind of refuse, kind of like the throwaway kids, right? Kids that were runaways, kids that were on the fringe, at risk, youth. That became his go-to. It's interesting, right? It's interesting because uh, you look at the situation, and if you look at the statistics out there, only 25, it says, out of 1,000 violent sexual offenders are ever incarcerated, or brought to justice. Guard Me gear directly addresses two things. Let's talk about it. Stopping the share, having a good time, man. Taibu Muaddi right here. I'm streaming live over on YouTube at Taibu Muaddi 4019. That's where you can watch the show. I'm gonna log off of these in a minute. I'm just trying to get my attire together. We get my suit jacket on for the official up. All right. So I launched the book. It's available on Amazon. Appreciate all of you guys for joining me. It's awesome feeling to finally be on top of my game. All right. Thank you for stopping in and joining in. Want to get this clear for you guys and gals out there. Man, we're doing it's such an awesome feeling, man, to drop a when you put a book out there. I want you to know, when you put a book out there for people to consume, man, that's what's up. This will be my fourth book in as many years. All right. 3 books on social justice. This is my first coaching program book. All right. And I bring that up just to let you guys know that, it's really happening. This coaching program is for you. I got this set up for all of you so that you know how to be successful. It takes, you're going to always be tested every day. I'm live over here on TikTok. Shout out to my TikTok friends in there. Indio. I got some crazy names. I love it though. Nathaniel. Appreciate y'all. John, for jumping in there with me. It's Taibu Muaddi. I have a coaching program. I put a book out today. I'm launching the program. You can check it out on Patreon. First Step Coaching Program. I'm gonna get y'all the links y'all need over here on YouTube. Just rock with me. All right. What is Coach Taibu's winning strategies about? All right. For the most part, I want you to know that you can overcome all of your challenges by responding with a winning strategy. All right. A winning strategy. And I'm telling you, if you dedicate yourself to attempting to strategize, man, I'm telling you, strategies, you will be 1,000% more successful. I wouldn't waste your time. I wouldn't waste your time and be online talking to you today. I know your time is valuable. I want you to take a second to consider, what am I saying? What I'm saying is this: there's nothing like now. Nothing like now. Shout out my friends over on YouTube that are following me on Taibu Muad'Dib 4019. If you're just joining in, I've been live for an hour. I had a family situation going on, but these challenges, you have to have a winning strategy. People are going to challenge you. You have to have a winning strategy. Sometimes it's to remain calm. Sometimes it's to take action. I don't know. The choice is yours. But strategize. Take time to think. If you suffer from low emotional intelligence, my coaching program is for you. All right. If you find yourself acting before you think, that's you. The coaching program is for you. What are you saying? I'm talking about if you are checking out at the grocery store and you see an energy drink there and it's hot outside, energy drink costs like $4. Y'all know it does. When you know you can wait till you get home to get something to drink, or you should have brought something cool with you. If you impulsively grab the energy drink and spend that $4, what are you doing? How are you going to be financially free if you're spending your money like that? We can go on our phones right now, and I've challenged many of you before. Look at your bank statement from the last 30 days. What are you frivolously throwing your money away? You're a sharecropper. You're never going to be the owner. You're always going to sharecrop. You're always going to work somebody else's land, work on someone else's goal, and build someone else's dream. You don't want to hear it. That's all right. You don't want to hear it. That's all right. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You don't want to hear it. Go ahead and like what I'm saying, because I'm going to get straight to it. To celebrate dropping a book, and the book is available at Amazon.com right now. Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies. That's all it is. All right. I'm excited because this was long overdue. Long overdue. And people didn't even give me credit for how hard I worked, how consistent I was, until I disappeared. I disappeared. But like I told you, if you don't see me online coaching or speaking or podcasting, I'm helping somebody. It's okay to sacrifice for somebody else. It is. Be somebody else's hero. Show somebody else the benefits of taking care of themselves, of focusing on their happiness. That's how you catch a blessing. All right. That's a winning strategy for life and relationships. I want you to know it. I'm live right here, man. Sunday to all of you. I want to toast all of you. I'm toasting all of you. Bam, bam. Muad'Dib Global. Bam. Hold on. Bam. You see it. That's that Muad'Dib Global over everything. I'm telling you, I'm just beginning. This book right here is going to change your life, and your life. I guarantee it. It has to. Go ahead, keep tapping the like, and y'all go ahead and share the link, share the bucket. Look, it's done. It's completed. The reason many of you are falling by the wayside or you're not achieving your goals is because you don't have leadership. It's a sad truth. You don't have leadership. You're not submitting yourself and humbling yourself to someone's leadership. That's why you cannot improve or achieve your goals. You're too busy hating the leaders. You're too busy smacking the leaders down. You're too busy smacking the leaders down. Every time someone steps out and says, I have something for you, you smack it down. Y'all can't find something wrong with all the leaders. Oh, P. Diddy did this. Oh, T. Jakes did that. Y'all smacking down all the leaders. Build someone up. If someone's putting something positive out there, build them up. right? I'm not saying these are good guys and they're doing good things, but I'm saying a lot of people are positively affected by their music, by their preaching. Come on. Take what you will from it. I'm not supporting or getting behind somebody that's doing the wrong thing. I'm just saying, don't smack your leader down. But if you are, get the book and become a leader. And when you get smacked down, see how it feels. Become a leader when you get smacked down, see how it feels. How about that? Oh, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to give you a winning strategy, all right? A winning strategy is patience. A winning strategy is patience. If you love someone, really, really love someone, don't leave them. Be patient. Because if they love you too, they'll get it and they'll get right. I'm experiencing it myself right now. And when that person loves you back, other people will see it and say, I want love like that. And guess what they'll do? They'll say, how does your love get like that? And the person that you were patient with going to say, he was patient or she was patient with me. Patience is a winning strategy. Come on now, somebody. The book is available right now on Amazon. Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies. All right. Yeah, you haven't seen me lately. It's all right. Ultimate salesman, working for Clay Cooley, decent guy, great family, right? I sell cars in the DFW area. You just can't beat our prices. You just can't beat our service team. You just can't beat us. And a guy like me, an ultimate salesman, of course, I'm going to work for the number one what? Team. I appreciate the general manager, Mr. Roland Lynn, all the other managers there, Mr. Ramirez, Mr. Turner, and Mr. Lyons. Our closer, Dadrian's great guy. So we the all-star team. So if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you're thinking about trading your car in because it's a clunker for something fabulous, for something fresh, come on in, bring it in. My boss will hook you up. He'll toss a bunch of money at you, give you a crazy deal, and then you'll drive off in a brand new car. If you haven't seen my page, Ultimate Salesman, right here on TikTok and over there on Facebook, check it out. No one works harder than anybody. No one works harder to get folks approved than Taibu Muad'Dib. Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies. What do you talk about in the book, Coach Taibu? I'm going to screen share it over here for you. Go to YouTube, Taibu Muad'Dib 4019. I'm streaming live on YouTube. I'm going to present this. I'm going to have it up there. Screen share it right now. Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies. Available now, ebook and paperback. All right. So very proud, man, of how far I've come. This book, I'm just going to read the jacket. This book can be summarized in one word: genius. So many people have wondered how to change or why their attempt to change have failed so miserably. And Coach Taibu has shed light on the way to really make change happen. Hands up for change. Hands up for change. You want change? Let's go. All right. There's a quote within these pages that says the EFC won't allow you to fail. And that's accurate. That's accurate. If you're on my coaching program, you cannot fail. It can't happen. It can't happen on the program. Miss Vanessa Linke out there in Warsaw, Poland, by way of Madison, Wisconsin, and the University of Wisconsin, go Badgers. She is a 3.5-year testament that the coaching program, when you're on the coaching program, you cannot fail. I bless you, Vanessa, and your husband, Peter. May I have many children, much success in your careers. But it started with Coach Taibu's winning strategy for that young lady. Cheers. Now, we may hear from someone that's on the program now, Miss Courtney Spees, going through the steps. She just got a job. She just switched careers because of Coach Taibu's winning strategies. She just switched careers, and now she's into sales. And it took effort, focus, and commitment for her to come over. When you stick to the activities found within the workbook, in addition with programming, the coaching program, you have to experience growth in a specific area. Let me be clear. If you want to save more money, the coaching program isn't going to help you lose weight. Right? We're gonna directly address how you can put your money up. All right. Wherever you're seeking a transformation, Coach Taibu's winning strategies will get it done for you. Bottom line, don't be the last person to adopt the EFC philosophy and reap the benefits. If you want a faster turnaround with longer lasting results, accept no substitute, get the book right now. Go over right now. Go on Amazon right now and look it up. Y'all see it. It is what it is. Nothing but love for all of you. All right. So we got it up over here on YouTube. We're going crazy right now. I reached out to a couple of fabulous people and said, man, come on, get on the panel. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. I'm not going to stay on here too long. TikTok, y'all got me. Don't get me wrong, but hit that like button because you know I'm keeping it real. I done came down your street, and I know that you've been procrastinating mainly because you're stuck in the idea phase. As a confirmed genius, let me help y'all understand the state of procrastination. You may feel like you're a motivated, can-do, action-based person, and you are confounded about why you have been procrastinating. I'm going to tell you right now. You want to know? You want to know why, don't you? It's because you're stuck in the ideal phase. Coach Taibu's winning strategies moves you beyond that. What are you saying, Taibu? The ideal phase, right? Many of you super moms out there, you weren't prepared for your cute little 6 and 7-year-old to become a pants sagging, unmotivated, class skipping, drug abusing teenager. You weren't prepared for it. So you procrastinate doing what you need to do to redirect their behaviors and activities because you have an idea. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll get so-and-so involved. You never make the phone call, but in your mind, you're telling yourself, as soon as you get that person involved, that's going to take care of it. How is that going to happen? You have to become intentional. That when you buy this book and read it, the relationship advice, the advice against finances and sharecropping, they talk about Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey. I gave after watching Netflix, how could Coach Taibu, a confirmed genius, help that lawyer lady and their families get them out of prison because they shouldn't be there? How do you help them, European brothers, Coach Taibu? Well, didn't you know? I actually had a close association with someone else that was convicted in that county. And so I found out firsthand that Manitowoc County in Wisconsin, that county, how they treat their mentally ill, mentally challenged population. And it's a pattern of it, right? It's a pattern of it. In Wisconsin right now, from the juvenile prison system and how that got raided by the feds, I think it's a warden that's being prosecuted in Wisconsin right now. From what I heard, a warden of a prison is being criminally prosecuted right now because he was allowing inmates to die because the water was bad and he knew about it. So Wisconsin has its problems and its struggles. Now, like any business, the prison industrial complex has to keep making money, so they have to keep putting people in there. Don't get me wrong. The prison industrial complex in this nation is a business now that's too big to fail. If all the African people read this book and pull themselves up from their bootstraps and got like Coach Taibu and they stop sagging their pants, the young man, they want to put on a suit and a nice tie, they're going to arrest the Asians. They're going to arrest the Latinos. And if everybody, all the minorities read Coach Taibu winning strategies and start having winning strategies for how to deal with the police, how to come up and get a job, how to overcome, felony. If everybody does that, they're going to lock their own up. They will lock them. They will lock up some Europeans. That business has to run. When you see Europeans on going live, you know what I'm saying, outing police officers for treating them bad, that's when you know everybody else got my book and got it together. I got pulled over in Iowa. Let me tell you how sharp having winning. Teach your kids, my people, teach your kids how to deal with law enforcement. We don't need no more pullover deaths. If your child talks back to you at home, they're going to talk back to that police officer. And that police officer, if he's not dealing with him all right and he has the job for the wrong reason, he's going to take that person's life. It's happening on a consistent basis for me to say that and not be against law enforcement. I totally believe in law and order. I just don't think it's being dispensed with integrity or humanity in this country the way it should be. Not yet. Doesn't reach my standards. It doesn't hit my standards. I'm saying that because I aim to improve it. Not by messing with the police, but by encouraging the citizens to, gosh darn it, have a winning strategy. Help these law enforcement officers that may be a little bit off and a little bit afraid and a little bit scared. Help them to understand that we mean business. Business is never scary, people. Teach your young people and teach yourselves how to. I'm gonna go to the store. I'm celebrating dropping the book. The book, you got to get the book right now. If y'all, I should see clink, clink, clink. I should see y'all getting the book. Should be flying off the digital shelf right now. You have to have winning strategies. If you don't know me or know who I am, you see me in the quiet house right now. You see me all, snazzed up. You don't know. I'm telling you. So I'm driving through Iowa out of a blizzard, coming from my daughter's birthday, right? And you know how speed traps be. It's highway 80 miles an hour. Then all of a sudden it's 40. Then it's 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blizzard. So I missed this, the first sign. I'm dang near downtown, still going 65. By the time I slow it down, here come the country cop. All right. What am I to do? It's nighttime. He didn't know Coach Taibu had a winning strategy. At the end of the day, I'm going to let y'all know how I'm going to go through it. I'm going to tell you the story the way the old folks used to tell you the story. All right. And young people learn something from this. I want y'all to learn how to tell it like it is. So I got pulled over, right? Hands at 10 and 2, license already in my fingers. Bulb light on so we can see in the vehicle because I got 10 on my ride. And I got the windows. Thank you, Ottoman Ismaili. Thank you, Ottoman Ismaili, who gave his little brother for teaching me the safety and security of that. So I had my window down this much so we can both see each other's eyes, right? Not just a sliver, and we can talk. So I said, what's the problem, officer? He like, blah, blah, blah. I said, really? I said, man, look, I did pass that first sign. I tried to slow down. You saw me hitting my brakes, we years in the blizzard. He said, yeah. He said, I know. He said, could you roll your window all the way down, please? That's what he said. He said, could you roll your window all the way down? I said, officer, I really don't feel comfortable doing that. Now, here's how you have one strategy. You have to let them know reasons why. Don't just tell them no. I said, officer, I'm a black man. You're a white cop. It's late at night. There's nobody around. I really feel uncomfortable rolling my window all the way down, sir. But I have my, this is how you help them. I have my license in my hand, and the glove box is my registration and my insurance. I just didn't have time to reach in there and get it before you came to the window, sir. The sir always gets them. Can you believe that young cop got offended that I wouldn't roll my window down? Now listen, Sandra Bland, may she rest in peace, lost her life because the cop asked her to put her cigarette out while he was talking to her. Tragically, that's what it came down to. She's in her own car smoking a cigarette. What's what I need, officer? He said, can you put that cigarette out? She said, no. What does that have to do with you asking me questions about why you pulled me over? You know what I'm saying? Get out the car. He pulled his taser out, threatening her, get out the car. You know what I'm saying? And she was never seen or heard from again after that day over a cigarette. So the winning strategy is to say, sir. If it would have been late, I'd say, ma'am. Why not? There's been no disrespect my way yet. You know what I'm saying? Why would I disrespect this officer? Not only that, I wasn't going to put the window down. So here I am again. So the officer says, well, I'm thinking that maybe you don't want to put your window down because you have something going on that, you know, that might cause me concern. I said, you know what, officer? Isn't that the national conversation that you cops are always afraid and that your life comes before mine? I'm telling you, I'm afraid to roll my window down. You can act like I might be armed, but you see my hands. I can't see your hands, and I know that you're armed, sir. So how can we get past this window issue and get to me simply handing my identification over to you through the sliver and you going back and running my information? He didn't like that. But my strategy, I had the stronger argument, right? Didn't I? Sir, my window going down is not going to stop me from giving you the identification that you need to run me to see if I'm legit or not. It's not going to stop you from writing a ticket and sliding it back to that same nice size sliver. He didn't know what to do with that. He said, okay. He come back. We talking about this. Man, I was doing security at the time. I woke up a fight at my job. My current ID was gone. So I traveled with the license. It was just expired. It was an old one. Keep an old one, y'all, in case you lose your other one, especially if you in Texas, because it takes about 5 months to get ID in Texas, for real. So everything I had was bogus except my insurance was current. Everything else about my situation was bogus. But I had handled him so respectfully that when he came back, now he's trying to help. Come to find out, young man ain't got no kids. You know, we ended up chopping it up. You know, having a little Wisconsin Iowa chat. You know, but I'm saying it ended up being a pleasant situation. You know, because I had a winning strategy. It was a very pleasant police visit. He let me go with a warning. He could have gave me a ticket for the expired license. He could have, you know, the speeding. I didn't get a ticket. He didn't even give me a written warning. He just told me, slow down. And he appreciated the conversation. So you have to, I did leave the part out. I did leave the part out. Before he left with my ID, I did have to ask him if I should call my attorney. That is always important. I'm sorry, I almost missed that, guys and gals. It's super important. If they become insistent, have an attorney name in your mind or in your phone, but at least in the front of your mind. So when he got insistent, I said, when he got insistent, before I handed my ID, I said, officer, can I hand you my ID and call my attorney, Michael Jaworski? I said, he might not be up, but he might answer. And he might be able to tell you better why I feel like fearing for my life supersedes whatever you're asking me to do as far as putting the window all the way down and putting myself in a position that would cause me to become more fearful. Should I give him a call? Can I at least leave him a message, officer? That's when he just said, no, give me the ID. I'm telling you right now, you have to tell the officer you have an attorney on retainer, even if you don't. It's like the people that have the ADT sign out in front of their lawn, but they ain't got no alarm system. You know what I'm saying? If the police need to know that you handle business. I wasn't dressed like this. I was traveling, so I had on, probably a hoodie or something like that, whatever, whatnot. But the bottom line is, it's a winning strategy. They're going to insist that you do what they say. So what you need to do, be respectful, but then throw the attorney in there. Can I call Kevin Stansky, please, sir? I don't care what it is, as long as it has a ski on the back of it. I'm just shooting to y'all straight. They hear that Jewish name, they hear that, that ski on the back of it. They don't want no smoke. I'm giving it to him real. I'm saying, look, he might not answer, officer, but if he does, he can tell you better than I can. That would be a good conversation. I actually want to hear it. But if he does answer, I want to leave a message, and I would like for you to provide your badge number when I leave a message. I can put that on there too, just so he knows who to reach out to in case this situation escalates. Man, that's it. Even the cops that are on nonsense, straight nonsense, they be like, don't have a conversation with the police officer and they're insisting on making you feel uncomfortable without mentioning that you have an attorney. It's a winning strategy. It's a winning strategy. I taught my kids that. I'm teaching all of you that. You don't have to prove you have an attorney, but it's your right to talk to one before you talk to them, even on a traffic stop. Bam! Winning strategy. Once you bring you're by you speaking my attorney, you're already in their mind lawyered up. No street cop want to deal with that. It's still their job, people. Cops are losing their jobs for negligence, for brutality, and all that stuff like that. You don't have to be a victim of them to cost them their job. They don't want no smoke. Come on, y'all. Where my likes? So y'all supposed to keep liking it. I know I'm giving y'all the game. What I just said is going to save thousands of lives the rest of this year alone. All these traffic stops, all these colored people. I'm telling you right now, use Coach Taibu's, read the book, get the book, use my winning strategies. You have to know how to deal with law enforcement. Don't make them the bad guys just because you don't know how to handle your business when approached by them. If your Black Lives Matters, treat it like it matters when you're approached by law enforcement. But yeah, dude, he was all right. He was cool. You know what I'm saying? Once we got past all that, you know what I'm saying? He ended up talking decent. We had a decent conversation, and he just let me go with warnings. I didn't get a ticket for anything. I'm not saying I was violating, but he could have ran it up. Good $600 leasing tickets for sure. By handling myself with a winning strategy. And look, if my daughter jumps in here and my son jumps in here, they'll tell you that's what I told them to do. This is real. You have to be prepared. Winning strategies are what they are. But that's how important it is to have winning strategy. I talk about relationships in the book. I talk about weight loss in the book. Let me help. Many of you are still watching because you want to hear Coach Taibu talk about, because you hear the word coach. Let's talk. Oh man, here we go. My man Caso, you got the link, bro? I gotta get you the link, bro. I know I sent you the link. Use the link, fam. Let's go. I knew my man was gonna hop up in there. All right. So one of the chapters in the book is what would I do to lose 100 pounds in 6 months and gain 30 pounds of muscle. So lose 100, gain 30 pounds of lean muscle. What would I do? Now, I'm not going to give you everything I say in the book on how to get that done. But what I will say is this. The simple math, let's just talk math. calories that you intake versus calories that you burn. Simple math problem, right? 2 minus 1 is 1. It's simple math. So if you are the kind of person that aren't watching your calories, you'll never know who's winning. Are you burning more or consuming more? You'll never know who's winning unless you count them. And it may sound like the worst thing in the world to count calories, but it can't be worse than looking in the mirror and seeing a body that you're not comfortable with. It can't be worse than being the butt of jokes around the cooler at work. It can't be worse than the person that you're with making a comment about how you should do this or how you should do that. How you promise to lose 20 pounds, right? So I would count them calories if I was you. Now, the simple way to start making sure that you're burning more than you consume is to add more physical activity. Let's go. We have okay. So we're joined by current coaching program member Miss Courtney Speaks. I believe that she's at a family event, but she may speak on some issues if she wants to. That's her thing. Add her to the stage. All right. So we've she's muted herself. You can add it. You can unmute. Oh, okay. I guess
Hi,
you're done. Hey, what's going on, Courtney? How you feel?
I'm feeling good. I'm
Okay.
sorry I'm driving right now, but I didn't want to miss it.
Okay, yeah. So I just got done telling about how my winning strategies helped me to deal with getting pulled over by a cop in Iowa, and I had moved on to weight loss, which is how we met, right?
Yeah.
So I met Miss Spees when I was doing corporate fitness. Like I said, I sell cars now for Clay Cooley Nissan over in Dallas. But when I was working at LA Fitness, I was selling corporate training packages, and Miss Spees, new to the area, came into the gym and she bought a training package from me. How'd that work out for you?
It was great. I I loved going to the classes, and I was able to lose 20 pounds, and it just really I just enjoyed being a part of the classes, and then just having that accountability and then new knowledge on how to be healthier.
Well, we congratulate you on losing 20 pounds, Miss Spees. Now, what made you want to go from the physical weight loss portion over into the coaching program?
I am new to Texas, and I wanted to work on just being a better person, having a healthier mindset, and focusing more on healthy goals. That's like because I feel like the fitness package, focuses on physical health, but I wanted to focus on just overall health too, and being more positive.
That sounds excellent. That sounds excellent. So I was bragging on you earlier. I told everyone that you had switched careers because of what you learned through the coaching program. It gave you the motivation to go ahead and stop and go from one career to the next. How did the EFC philosophy help you make that transition?
Yeah. So I was working in education as a teacher, and I mean, there's a lot to say about education, but I just felt like it wasn't the career path that really brought me the most happiness.
Okay.
And I felt like there were more growth opportunities that I could have in a different field. So I think the EFC um, workbook and program helped me to have how do I say it, like like a solution mindset instead of staying in a career that I'm unhappy in. what can I do to make a different move.
For the people watching this show, and I invited a lot of people from my past to come in and talk to you guys and gals out there about how I used to act and who I used to be. It's Sunday, most of our day out. People probably chilling. It's a really nice day in Texas. So I thank you for joining. I want you guys to hear it from yourself. This young lady started the coaching program, and now, and she was, so when you started the program, you were in the education field, right?
Yeah.
So for the people listening, what did you get from the effort, focus, and commitment from the EFC philosophy? How did that give you the energy and the motivation and the vision to go over into sales?
I think working through the workbook was really helpful to write down my thoughts and things that may have been holding me back from gaining success in my career.
Now, look, I don't mean to cut you off, but this is so important, everybody. She said going through the workbook helped her to write down her thoughts. How many of y'all are doing that? How many of you are brave enough to do that? Because that's what we require on the coaching program. At the end of this podcast, I will make sure I post on Facebook and on TikTok, and over here, YouTube already has it. But you can go to the Patreon quick join link. You can join me on Patreon, where you will see some of my old posts from my workouts, but you'll be able to connect with me now. I will reach out to you. We'll look at the coaching program curriculum that's right for you. Yes, you will pick from 26 different coaching curriculums, and we will focus you on improvement in that specific area. But what she said is so important. Many of you want to do something, but you're taking so much baggage into your new situation, you don't have to do that. Did you feel that weight kind of release, kind of get that burden off your back when you was writing your thoughts down?
Yeah, for sure. I think writing them down helps you to process your thoughts and really see them on paper. And then also, beyond just processing them, it helps you to think about solutions moving forward.
And that is why we call it strategy, winning strategy. I want to say something, and congratulations, by the way, on your new position, new sales consultant.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I want to help each and every one of you, just like I've been able to help this Courtney Speaks. And she's still in her process. She's still a few weeks left on her program. It's a 6-month program. You all need it. Here's the main thing. This is what everybody needs to know from you, since you're active member, Courtney. Is the work really tough?
I think it can be. Sorry. I think when you're struggling with unhealthy thoughts or just going through a tough period in life, really sitting down to work through them can be tough. If it's something from your past that's painful, or something you're currently going through. Sometimes I think in this society we kind of live in an avoidance anxiety, or people can turn to just unhealthy habits to just not think about their problems. So I think getting in the habit of writing things down and working through them can be tough, but the actual assignments itself, I wouldn't say they're difficult to complete. I think it's just a mindset thing.
Okay, I'll take that. For those of you who couldn't hear her very well, remember, I'm streaming live and doing the picture-in-picture, all my real work over on YouTube. I'm officially a YouTuber. If you want to hear her comments, see her face, get to know one of the coaching program members that stepped up, and she wants to encourage and inspire and motivate you to join her on the coaching program today. All right. You can inbox me in Facebook, TikTok, inbox me, let me know. Hey, raise your hand, sign me up. Just raise your hand. Put the hand raise emoji. Whatever you do, I will reach out to you. I'm taking this seriously. Many of you have found out about the 5 p.m. Podcast today. That's by design. I want to come into your life like I did for her. I want to come into your life, man, and snatch you out of your comfort zone. Were you comfortable before you started reading that workbook?
Was I comfortable?
Were you comfortable being uncomfortable until you read that workbook?
Oh yeah, I think that's where growth happens. Because I mean, if you're going through a hard time or you're struggling with things, that's uncomfortable too. So it's kind of like pick which way you want to be uncomfortable. But
Yeah, you know, I talk a lot. I was just talking to him about people being stuck in the ideal phase, right? So how long did you have the idea to work out and join a membership and get a personal trainer before you actually did it?
not very long. I think because I had only been in Texas for like 6 months when I started the fitness program. And
She waited 6 months. She knew she was 20 pounds where she didn't want to be for 6 months. I'm just saying, look, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to put people out there on live. I'm here to help build. But I want y'all to hear what she's saying. She said not very long. 6 months to be in a body you don't want to be in my opinion, is a long time. 6 months to be in a relationship you don't want to be in is a long time. Come on, somebody, help me with this. 6 months to be broker than you want to be is a long dang time. Would you agree with that, Miss Peace?
I mean, I think it kind of depends because moving across the country is a lot. So trying to get down here and get a job and get acclimated and everything to be in a position to be able to sign up for a fitness program at a health club. I think I could have done it. I mean, I think it was perfect timing for me, but I do think 6 months, if you have a problem waiting for 6 months and you're in a position to be able to fix it, is too long. But
there it is. And you know, look, I don't want any of you to come onto the program and think I'm trying to make you like me. Would you believe, Miss Beast, that somebody accused me of wanting them to be like me? I reached out to an old homeboy of mine and I said, man, get on the coaching program. I can help boss you up. He was like, I don't want to be a motivational speaker. Isn't that, have I tried to get you to be a motivational speaker, Miss Beast?
no, I don't think so.
So look, Coach Taibu is a life coach, transformational and transitional life coach. If you're transitioning from high school to college and that's causing you anxiety, you need a coach. If you're transitioning from a bad relationship into being single again, you need a coach. Stop talking about I need to heal first without having a strategy to do so. Would you agree, Miss Peace?
Yeah. I think healing does take strategy. It's not just going to happen, really.
It's not just going to happen. High five the camera. Let's go. I'm high fiving all of y'all. Let's go. It's not just going to happen. Are you excited to read the book, Miss Peace?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Are you excited to read the book? It's available now.
Oh, yeah, I am. I'm excited. I think it's going to have some great think pieces in there.
So the impact that I want to have on all of you today is this. It's just this. Be more. That's it. That's my statement. Be more. Why not you? Why not now? Now you can add something to that statement. Be more kind. Be more wealthy. Be more in shape. You know where I'm going with this, Miss Peace? You can add to it. But the bottom line is being more is the result of productivity and progress, which is the key to happiness. How happy were you when you took that after picture after those 20 pounds were gone?
How happy was I when I took the after picture? I was really happy because I could see results.
Seeing
And
results matters. How happy were you when you got hired for that new position after that fourth interview?
I'm really excited. Because it's an industry that's exciting within itself, but like just a new beginning for me.
Amen. Amen. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I see you're driving as well. Be safe. We appreciate your commentary. When you read the book, I hope you post what you're getting from it on all your platforms. Let everybody know that Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies book is the truth.
Well, thank you.
And turn in your assignment for this week, young lady.
Thank you.
Let's go. Taibu Muad'Dib, man. It takes you have to get yourself to a point where you know what's happening, where you are opening yourself up to experiencing something new and trying something new. All right. When I'm me celebrating and toasting and that's all well and good, but I want to have a positive impact on you all today. So again, I'm sorry I took so long to get started. I just want you to know that the book is out. Get Coach Taibu's Winning Strategies on Amazon, the digital version, or have them mail the paperback to you overnight, one way or another. If you don't have a winning strategy to deal with the challenges that life is going to throw at you, you shouldn't expect to be successful, and you shouldn't complain about your failures. Taibu Muad'Dib right here. I can take much more of your time. I got stuff to do. If you want to be on the coaching program, I'm going to do posts tonight. You guys can sign up over on Patreon. I'm going to do the post right away for Patreon. You can sign up for Patreon. That's the quick join. I will know you're on the program, and I will reach out to you and get you the curriculum and get you going. If you want to join straight through the two-call system and get on your course curriculum, however you want to do it, it's the quick join on Patreon, or it's getting calls from me where I'm signing you up and getting your curriculum out to you directly. However you want to do it, inbox me, raise your hand, like the video, whatever you got to do to get my attention, and we'll get you signed up. This week is a big week. All right. Do not wait to be more. Taibu Muad'Dib, Ultimate Salesman. Let's go. Fabulous. And that's the show. I appreciate all of you for joining, for watching. Caso, Miss Peace, you know what it is with me. Do the best that you can to get the book as quickly as possible. All right. I want to make sure that you have everything that you need to work with to be successful in your life today. And I mean that. And that's the show.